it's a beautiful place, well worth a visit, especially after the chaos. If you fly up from Kolkata after a couple of days in Kolkata with the traffic and the chaos and the noise and everything, it's like coming to heaven for a few days. Beautiful.
Manglam chattagi leraklaba Manipurgi Sagol Kangjei machat asi lamdam asina ngasi phaoba param kaidana yokhatana thamlamba asi ubada apenba poki haina Polo gi research project amaga mari leinana Manipur da lakkhiba malemgi maming leraba UK gi abstract artist Marcus Hodge na MAMI Tv da phongdorakli wafam asi sangai festival gi maru oiba venue ama oiriba ibudo margin complex sangarang pangthokiba hanba ibudo Sagol lamjel amadi arambai langbagi thoram ama saruk yaba lakkhiba da Marcus Hodge na MAMI Tv da phongdorakli MAMI TV की senior reporter Joas Pasaspani Mayum Amadi, video journalist Kananta, Langpok Lakpanga Marcus Hodge ka kanana unaba amada mahag na hai. Lamdamasagi tungan banat ki tharam sing utuna pangthok liba Manipur Sangai Festival asida, saruk yaba phongba asida apenba phaowi. Festival asi ningtizana organized tawagi MAMI chawna tai. Mafam asagi nat amadi mahusagi fazaba asi India ki atay mafam singda ki top topi. Polo gi horak phanggi matang da paikatpa project amaga mari leinana Manipur da lakpani. Mafam asiga sago nari ba poni amadi Sagol Kangjei ki taseng ba saktam ama uwa phangbasi yam namak leibak phaoba amani haina mak namakataki.
Oh, fantastic. I mean, I think this is a wonderful festival which has been beautifully organized and shows a very different traditional aspect of India. Unlike anything I've seen, I feel like I'm in a different country because I'm normally traveling around Rajasthan and central India, but to come and see this particular festival and this very specific, very lovely, beautiful, smaller pony used, and we're doing a project for a large painting on the history of polo. So to come up to Manipur and see the original game of Sagol Kangjei, played at the festival has been wonderful. Fantastic experience, full of colour, full of action, and it's really been tremendous.
Manipur dagi Polo masana asi hokibani habigi matangda hangba wahang amagi paukhom piraduna Marcus Hodge na hai Polo masana asi karamba mafamdagi horakpano habigi matangda tang taba paukhom ama pibasi aruba amani hiramasigi matangda tongan ba findings kaya ama leiri adum oinamak Polo masana gil horaklon nainabada Manipur kanba yaroi haibasimadi malem pumana yanarba amani lamdamasigi mamangaidagi leraklaba Sagol Kangjei ki machat asi yamna thak wangba amani haina sumhakna phongdoki.
That's a difficult concept because the Chinese think it came from Chinese and Tibet, and then there's the other sort of direction that it came down through Persia, down with Akbar and the Mughal rulers. Where exactly it started it is difficult to say. However, there were two British soldiers who saw this original game Sagol Kangjei being played up in Assam, I think in 1857, and they decided that looked like a fun game, and they started, I think it was the very first one was the Silchar club, but really the main and oldest club was the Calcutta club in Kolkata, that I think they started in 1864. Yes, I think so. And that sadly is closed, I think pretty much closed after COVID. At least they're not really playing much polo there. But so it's a debate. People are still discussing that one. But without a shadow of a doubt, the game of Sagol Kangjei is a very important part of that history. So yeah, to come and see it, looking like it would have been played, I guess, hundreds of years ago. Nothing probably as much has changed, is it? In the clothes that they wear and the ponies they're riding, and the rules, those slightly different rules from modern day polo, like catching the ball and riding off with it in your hand. I think I actually think it's more fun to watch this game than it is the more rarefied game of modern polo. But it's been fascinating.
Pony kanbagi matangda hangba wahang amadana Marcus Hodge na hai Pony kanbagi oinadi tongan ba khongtang kaya paikhatpa changi maru oina Pony gi saktafam ningthi na ngak sen ba mathau tai amaromda Pony asi taseng ba breed asi tung koina le hona ba thabak paikhatpa tangai fade matang asita Rajasthan gi Jodhpur gi Maharashtra na Marwari Sagol yokanaba lakkhiba thaudang ado hangatna yengba kanagani maram aduna Pony kanaba tongan ba thabak sing paikhatpa mathau tai Pony mangkiba haibasi malemgi oina choba mangzaba amani haina su Marcus na makhataki.
I think there's two. I mean, obviously, there's two different aspects. I mean, preserving the landscape and the natural area where the pony can, wander and feed and graze and breed is essentially important. So I think you have two aspects. So that's rather nice because you've got to do conservation of the land and the area, and not too much development. But in terms of conserving the horse, well, I think, generations ago they had the same problem with the Marwari horse in northwestern part of India, and that was, I think, the Maharaja of Jodhpur in the early 1900s. He started a stud book for that, and then they took the breeding very seriously. So I suppose a combination of these aspects, but it's a beautiful indigenous pony, and to lose that would be, I think, would be great sadness. So keep going with the conservation. It's worth it.
Manipur gi matangda malem gi lam koiba singda karamba wafam thamningi haina hangba wahangi paukum amadana Marcus Hodge na hai lamdam asigi nat amadi mahausa gi fazaba si tonganba amani lam koiba singna mafam asida lakpa fangbasi laibak yamna faba amani Manipur da lakpasi sarga da lakpa gumbani malem gi lam koiba singna mafam asida laktuna mafam asigi top topa ningthi zaba saktam asi uhaningi haina so Marcus na makata na phongdorakli.
Looking around me at this landscape with the hills and the mountains and as well as the city, there's a lot that they could develop and continue to sort of encourage tourists to come here and get off the normal kind of beaten track that is India tourism. The triangle of Agra, Delhi and Jaipur, and going to those really sort of well-trodden destinations, to encourage the tourists to sort of get off that beaten track, come and discover different parts of India. I mean, I guess publicizing what you have that makes you really truly different is the first step in that encouragement. But I would definitely encourage that. I mean, I'm struck by the fact that I've been here for 5 days and I haven't seen another European face the entire time, not even in the hotels or in the center of Infal. So I'm sure there's one way to go with tourism, and that's up. It's a beautiful place, well worth a visit, especially after the chaos. If you fly up from Kolkata after a couple of days in Kolkata with the traffic and the chaos and the noise and everything, it's like coming to heaven for a few days. Beautiful.
Panba Yabadi Marcus Hodge hariba UK National Asi Malem gi maming lerba abstract artist amani United Kingdom gi maming lerba Palace House Museum gi the British Sporting Art Trust na funded Toba Polo gi history da yungfom oiba painting project amagi damag Mark Manipur da lakkhiba Polo gi history da yungfom oiba meter ahum rom park sawa painting project aduda maru oina Marcus Hodge na yekpa Manipur pony amadi Sagol Kangjei gi canvas ani hapkani hari painting ado United Kingdom gi New Market da leiba Palace House Museum da thetkani Palace House Museum asi England gi King Charles II gi hunting oramba mafamni